Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing part 3 of the president tier list. So, if you don't remember, for last time we got to McKinley. So we'll be doing Teddy Roosevelt next, and I'll just check for final changes I can make. I'm gonna move Garfield to S tier, cause he didn't really do anything bad. I mean, I know he did die early in his presidency, but he still did good things during his presidency. Like he was fighting corruption, like I was saying in the last video, and trying to get black people to have an education. And I mean, I remember the time, like a lot of people didn't want that. But other changes, I'm gonna move Fillmore down to D. I mean, I think the Fugitive Slave Act was pretty bad. And then Hayes can go up to B tier. He wasn't like a great president, but I found out recently he did do some civil service reform. Cleveland can go up to B, because I think it is important for how he made it so the president wasn't the only person in power, which, we don't want that. And down here, I guess Andrew Johnson can go in D tier for now, because there's definitely some that are worse than him, but still a terrible guy. I mean, yeah. And I put them in the order that they would be for each tier, even if I move them just to keep things organized. Alright, so now we're going on to the actual part of the tier list where we put the presidents. So we have another S tier, Teddy Roosevelt. I mean, he did a lot. I mean, all those national parks that he opened. He encouraged the use of natural resources. There was the Federal Meat Inspection Act. He fought monopolies. I mean, he did so much good stuff, and those things were important. Oh, and the Panama Canal, too. He did do some bad things, though, like the Brownsville affair was not great, where there was a white bartender killed, and he arrested, he sentenced 100 people, and they were all black, so it wasn't a coincidence, it was white supremacy. So, also, he didn't really give them, like, right to trial. He basically said they were guilty until proven innocent, so that's pretty bad. Aside from that, though, I think he was a pretty solid president. And the important stuff that he did was very important. Alright, Taft. He can go in... I had him in B tier for a while, but I think he could go in A tier, because yeah, he did have some tariffs, which obviously weren't good, but he did fight monopolies. So I think that's important. You see a lot of presidents around this time doing that. So Taft, could be in A tier. Woodrow Wilson, I think I had him in either D or F. He was really bad. I think he was in D, because I was like taking notes on this, because he did do a few good things, like I think his economic things were good, like but obviously with social issues, horrible guy. For the good things, the Federal Reserve System, and he prohibited child labor. For the bad things, where do I start? I mean, he made the Jim Crow laws worse. He was, even though people think he was, this great person on women's rights, he was not, he was against women's suffrage, until, everyone was going to his door and telling him to. He was annoyed, so he said, fine, we'll give women the right to vote, but, so, that's good that he gave women the right to vote, but it still, you know, he didn't personally want it. And I mean, Birth of a Nation, I mean, that was the first screen movie. It was like a silent film, I think, and glorified the KKK, so yeah, that's obviously probably one of the worst things he did. He was also kind of a dictator for the Espionage and Sedition Acts. He made it so you couldn't say anything bad about the American government, or even the American flag. So, definitely unconstitutional. And then, yeah, he used racial slurs a lot, so that's pretty bad. I think that's it for Wilson, but did have a few good things. Harding, I forget if I had him in F or D again. I think D he was in. But Harding, yeah, pretty corrupt guy. This is where you start to definitely see the Republicans getting more conservative. Like, he was like the first president that I know of to try to cut taxes for the rich, which I think that's pretty problematic. So yeah, he also had the Teapot Dome scandal where he was doing bribes with other countries for like oil. So he probably could have been impeached if he didn't die in office. But yeah, he did die in office, but you know, it was Warren Harding, so not that devastating. Did he do anything else? Oh, well then he did the Emergency Quota Act, so basically you start to see these immigration restrictions with him, where I'm pretty sure he just wanted immigrants from Northwestern Europe. So yeah, that became an issue. And then he had some tariffs too. Yeah, for good things, Warren Harding doesn't have that. So, yeah. Alright, Coolidge, he can go in B tier. A bit like Grover Cleveland, he didn't want the president to have too much power. So I think that's good. He gave Native Americans the right to citizenship, because they weren't seen as citizens before Coolidge. So we don't see that until 30 presidents in. So I think that's great that he did that. Coolidge did do what was it called? I think the Johnson-Reed Act, where that restricted a lot of immigration from Asia, and it's sometimes even called the Asian Exclusion Act. But yeah, I think that's I think he did a lot of good things. Oh, J. Edgar Hoover. He gave him power, unfortunately. So that was not good for the future. Also, I recently found out J. Edgar Hoover cross-dressed, so that's interesting. Herbert Hoover. This should not be too controversial, because I don't think anyone really actually likes Herbert Hoover. So he is in D tier. The Great Depression, I mean, he could have handled that a lot better. Other presidents that we'll get to, or another president that will come next, handled the Great Depression a lot better. And Hoover had some tariffs, so that made that was not good for the Great Depression. And there was some illegal deportations with him, so again, we start to see the party platforms kind of switching a little bit. And he also violently handled some protests. Oh, I guess the one thing that he did was after World War One, I think he brought food to people who needed it. Alright, FDR. When I was talking about presidents that handled the Great Depression a lot better, I was talking about him. He'll go in A tier. So good things, I mean, Social Security, the New Deal, his handling of the Great Depression, I mean, great leadership. I think he was, in terms of, like, good leadership, he was one of the greatest of the presidents. What else did FDR do? I mean, yeah, those are already pretty big deals. That's like the New Deal and is a handling of the Great Depression. For bad things, I mean, Japanese internment. I mean, that was horrible, and a lot of people say that's one of the worst things that a president has done. So, as much as I like FDR, that was obviously horrible. And also, he refused Jewish refugees, so it's also really bad. And then, he invited Olympic winners to the White House, but they all happened to be white, and there was not only white Olympic winners that year. So definitely a bit racist for that. But yeah. Oh, then FDR did some civil service reform, which is a good thing. Harry Truman. Alright. This might be my most controversial one yet. This might change, but with my notes, he is in D tier. Yeah. Oh. I know historians say he was one of our best. A lot of people would like to say he's in A tier, but I don't think he should be in A tier. D tier feels kind of right. C or D. So with good things, he ended segregation in the military. So I do think that is great. He expanded Social Security. What else did Truman do? The Marshall Plan after World War II to help recover Europe, and what else did he do? I don't know. I think that is it for good things. He did end World War II, which is a good thing. How he did it, though, that docked him a point also. Or was it 2 points? I might have docked him 2 points for this. Using the bomb on Japan. I mean, that wasn't great. I mean, a lot of civilians died with that. And I saw like this video of how it looked like after. It was a mess. So, good that he ended World War II, but bad the way he did. And Truman, so, like I was saying, he ended segregation in the military, but, was also pretty racist. He used, a lot of slurs. He said, every man is fine and decent as long as they are not an N-word or a Chinaman. So, that's pretty messed up. And, called Martin Luther King a troublemaker. So, yeah. A bit controversial with him in D tier, but yeah. So, like and subscribe, and bye. I'm gonna end here.